Today, there's a Honda GX390 pressure washer. It's a commercial extreme. It says it's about 4,000 psi, and the owner says that you'll run it for, well, so he was using it for about 2 hours. Then went and it would stop, sputter. So then his friend told him to run it with a choke on a little bit, and that worked for about another 2 hours. Then his friend told him, because it stopped again, you probably need to take off the carburetor. Well, this guy doesn't really know. Kind of stopped at that point, but then he's like, then he told me that what ended up happening next, obviously they changed the pull cord too, was that it would run for about 10 to 20 seconds. They would go to idle, and it may or may not work, but most definitely when you pull on the trigger, it will die. So, two things go to mind. Let's go to the first one. The first one is we might be running low on oil. And what I mean by that is it has a low oil cutoff, and if it's idling okay, then it probably would be fine because the oil level is okay. But once it starts really revving up, the oil level will change because it's splashing everywhere. Let's get a Q-tip. I can't really see how far it is. This doesn't seem like it's very full. Let's put it straight in. Not that much floor. So, yeah, it's pretty dark. So I'm thinking the cutoff part is because of the low oil cut sensor. So we're gonna have to change the oil on this no matter what. That's to be expected, however. I'm not too concerned over that. The part that is concerning is, that's a gradual thing, but he was using it for about 4 hours. So I suppose that could be a problem. But having to run with choke on, that's the problem that is not going to fix. What I'm thinking is usually pressure washers, I swear, as soon as I don't have the camera on, there's no one here, but as soon as I turn the camera on, everyone drives by. Anyway, usually pressure washers, they're not necessarily in dry environments. They usually have water around them. Ethanol fuel around there will attract and hold on to water very easily. So, let's see what we have. Might be as simple as getting rid of the water. Okay. Don't really see a whole lot of water in there. Let's turn off the fuel. Just drain the bowl. And we'll take a look at the bowl. Every time. The weird thing is I live on a dead-end street. Nothing really concrete there. So this is the oil or the gas. If you look, something in there, but if you look at it, it's actually on the top. It's not on the bottom. So I'm trying to figure out, is that mostly water with a little gas on top? Or is there something else? I think we need to drain the tank and take the carb off and always blow it out. I definitely think we have a water problem going on here, because when I took that gas out, I was looking at it, she gave it a quick sniff. There wasn't a whole lot of gas smell. At least not what you'd expect. I mean, there was some, don't get me wrong. But usually it's pretty encompassing of your nose. Okay. So we're going to take this off. If you notice where the fuel clip is, someone's been in here before. And take some vice grips and crimp off the fuel line. Meanwhile, someone in here before is not a horrible thing. It's just, it will make things a little more difficult sometimes. Maybe there's some riggery. And don't get me wrong, I can see water pooling out of there already. See? Can you see the little drop moving? Hopefully you can. So there's definitely water in there. And wouldn't you know it, that we have almost a full tank of gas. Okay, I'm gonna drain the fuel. We're gonna blow this out and see what we have. So while that takes forever, I wanted to show this. You want to take this off, because I'm sure it's one of the same. So I'm gonna take that off just to make it easier on myself. Take off the float. And yeah, might as well. I do have to say though, there's so much water in here, I don't even understand how it ran for like 5 seconds. And the fuel filter is plugged. So after it drains, I have to clean the tank. Okay, take my air compressor and just blow all. Actually, I still need to do this. That was in there quite a bit. that out. Go through there. Just make sure everything is really dry. There's literally so much water in there. It's just taking forever. I took the tank off. We're just gonna pour it in here. Okay. Now I'm gonna blow this out, put a little towel in there, get it nice and clean. Be right back. Got everything dried off. I need to put fuel in the water tank, but other than that, we should be set. And I need to change the oil. So I'm gonna put a little bit of used oil in there, let it run, and then change it with good oil. That's set. This is good. That's in there. Now, I blew out the tank and I cleaned it out very well. And I also blew out everything on the carb. I mean everything. Take off the bowl, blew out the jets, blew out the bowl. I blew out the fuel line, made sure the tank was nice and dry. Everything needs to be dry. If you don't have an air compressor to make this easier, just get as dry as you can. Put it outside until it's completely dry. Okay, water's on. What's leaking is a quick connect I have on there. I just didn't crank it down very much. The seal isn't very good on it because that's what's on my hose. And there's fresh gas. Oil is at an appropriate level. The person put a new plug in, new air filter, so that's good. So theoretically it should be ready to go. Let's give it a try. Now I also did check the pump to see the oil is okay. Oil seems fine at the appropriate level. That can also cause the problem with the no accelerating, but considering that we pulled like a gallon of water on that tank, I don't think that's the main problem. Okay, I think that's it. Runs pretty good. I use it for a couple minutes. No problem at all. Full throttle, low throttle, idle, doesn't matter. Okay, well, if you're having the same problem, this is definitely probably a good reason why. So if this helped you out, let me know. Put a thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you in my next video. Later.